Well, hello everyone. Mark Levesque here from Forest Glory Ministries, and I wanted to talk today mostly to pastors and church leaders regarding T4T. In the manual, there's a section called T4T Kingdom Multiplication Training, empowering pastors to grow their kingdom impact. And we've seen over and over again where pastors in cities in Africa and in other places when they've embraced T4T, and even if they've embraced it and they weren't really sure yet about how effective it was going to be, over time, they found it extremely successful. In fact, I just recently received a testimony from a pastor in a medium-sized city who had a fairly small church, about 258 members. I guess it's larger than the average church, but smaller than some. And his church growth had been flat for 3 years. And he thought the only way to grow his church was with large events. And so he went to the T4T training, and he decided to give it a try. He embraced it, championed it before his people, and in a very short time, his church grew they added over 139 members in just about 3 months. And so in a very short time, they were able to grow their church significantly, and it continues to grow. And so pastors, you really need to champion T4T in front of your people. They're only going to do what they see you do. And so you need to really show them. And you should pick some leaders in your church that are going to lead small groups under your direction. And then you have those leaders find a person of peace, someone in the community that could be a person that's already born again, or someone that leader leads them to Christ. But that person will help them start a group. And then they start a group, and they have the person of peace, the person of influence in the neighborhood, make a list of people that they want to pray over that they believe don't know Jesus. And then you ask this person to take you to these people so the two of you can share Jesus with them, and many of them will come to know Christ and become part of that small group. As that group grows, and it grows to between 10 and 12 people, there's going to be a leader, probably 2 leaders in that group that could start new groups. So you take one of those leaders, and you go with that leader, and you help that person find a person of influence, we call a person of peace, to help them start a new group. And then you help them, you work with them, you stay with them until they can do it on their own. And then you take the other person from that group, and you do the same thing. And then eventually you coach the leaders of those groups to help them find a leader in their group who can find a person of influence called a person of peace to start another group. And it keeps building that way. Eventually, it gets too far along the generational depth of the group, of the number of groups, that you can't help them anymore. It's too far from where you can help them. But we always want you to coach people when they start a new group. Coach your leaders that whenever a new leader starts a group, that leader is brought to you so you can get to know them, make sure that they're capable of leading a group, pray for them and send them out. And that way you know who they are, and you can invite them to the monthly meeting where you bring all the T4T leaders together. And so these are the ways that we launch groups, and we actually build churches. And so that's how you can grow your church. I mean, we have pastors who their entire churches have been grown through T4T. And so it's a powerful model. So pastors, I encourage you to read all these steps under kingdom multiplication for empowering pastors. Read everything carefully, because it goes through step by step how to grow your groups. And so I just wanted to share this with you today. I hope you find it helpful, and I hope you embrace T4T, and I hope you help not only build your church, but build God's kingdom. Thank you.